described that beautifully, how it's every day, like it's a day at a time. We just get through it, you know? So this day we might feel this day we might not have it happen at all. Some days we might forget about it for a month or two or whatever, and then it comes back to us, and we deal with it as it comes. And I think that that's one of those things that people really struggle with too, because we get into this mindset of, like you said, you know, healing being instantaneously, and that's just not how it works. And so, you know, we forget about things and we move through life, but it opens back up to a different level of what that healing looks like when we're ready to take that next step in the layer of healing that we're going to be presented at that time. Um, and then it
Totally.
says,
And
Michelle
you
says, I think spirit just looks down, shaking their head at me at this point. Absolutely not, Michelle. They never do that to us. I'd make jokes about that too, but they don't do that to us. They love us more than we give them credit for. I know mine are snarky sometimes and are like, really, Crystal? Really? Um, oh, Paul was
you
being
can't feel
used.
like guilt, shame, criticism, fear, anything like that in the non-physical. So they're literally just like your cheerleaders and love you at a soul level.
Yes, it's wonderful. And Paul says he was the one being used, so he was the channeler. Congratulations, Paul. That is a beautiful experience to have. I don't know if it was one of your first times channeling, but I know when I first started channeling, it was the coolest experience ever to receive things the way that Spirit tries to give them, because they give us things in such a weird way sometimes, and it's just neat to start doing that a little bit more. Um, Emily says jumping in. I don't know what that means. I hope that means that you're jumping into your life and you're jumping in like feet first right now into all the healing and wonderful things coming into you. That's great. Holly says hi. Hi, Holly. Um, Heather said hi. And then Paul said that he received information and visions with an agenda. That's beautiful. Janet says hello. And Paul says he is in California. Through they don't talk through about, I'm sorry,
They
my
don't talk
stuff is
enough
moving.
about the animals and the
Okay.
fires here because a lot of fires do.
Oh.
Animals go through a lot when the wildfires are
Mm.
happening. And
You were off, but he was talking about healing the planet, and that's probably what he was talking about. He was saying that we have to heal the planet, and that is exactly accurate. It's so accurate.
I agree.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
if anyone's interested in some readings or would like a card pulled, how are you feeling about that tonight, Crystal?
I am okay with anything. And I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't the toxic on you. Thought I saw you doing selenite winding on your head, and I was like, oh no, I hope I'm not putting too much on Mandee.
Me? Oh my God. No, I think I was just fixing my headband because I have
Oh,
crazy
okay.
things flying in my face. No, no. Oh my God. I love all of this. Are you kidding me? Silly
Okay.
Crystal.
Stacy says, please. So, Stacy, what is it that you would like? Do you want Mandee to draw some cards, or what is it that you're needing, my dear? And Michelle also says, I would love it. Michelle, I'm taking over this one while we figure out what Stacy wants, because it's going to be a little bit short and sweet. They're actually giving you lots of love. And they're really, this is your guides, by the way. They're giving you lots of love. And they're also really wanting to raise you right now in yourself, because they're really making me feel like you're struggling with some choices and decisions that are currently going on in your life. But they're not necessarily choices and decisions just for you. They're making me feel like these are choices and decisions that you're going through also that will kind of contribute to other people's lives. And so they really just want you to know and understand that there's no wrong choice to make in this, okay? Because either way you go, either choice that you make, I feel like you think you're going to let somebody down. Now you might, okay? If they do, if you are inevitably kind of bringing some ruffles into somebody else's life, you're doing it with the most love that you can do. And so what we need to do is understand that sometimes in our life, we don't have the opportunity to make both choices the way that we want. And so when we make it out of love, it's never the bad choice. It's never a bad decision. It's never the wrong move. We're making it out of love for ourselves and what we see needs to take place in the end. And so your guides are really giving you a lot of love when it comes to that choice and decision currently that you're having to make. But they also are putting up a stop sign, which usually means to me that you know, you need to take a break, and you need to understand that now is not the correct time to make that jump, to make that choice, to make that decision. You're still crossing T's and dotting I's. So the fact that you're sitting on it for a minute and you're kind of allowing yourself to decide what step is made the right way, correctly, in divine timing, like Mandee talked about earlier, that's actually going to help you in the long run. So don't try to force anything at all. Just allow it to kind of come through.
Beautiful message.
And so I asked Stacy what kind of, oh, she said cards, please. Stacy wants cards.
Okay, perfect. Let's start with state angels for Stacy. What does she need to know most right now? Trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? I love this card because what they're showing is that it's really important for you to actually trust your intuition. You've been working really hard on like setting some things into motion, and now it's actually happening, and there's an opportunity to get a little nervous, to not trust in what's coming, but they're assuring you and they're bowing to you and showing that you've been working on this for a little while and it's important to trust it. And then I pulled another card with that, which is the initiation, rite of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. So with these two cards together, what they're showing really, sister, is that this is something you called in and it's happening for you. And it's your confirmation that it's okay to trust in the unknown, to trust and co-create. I believe very much luck is preparation meeting the opportunity. So if you just show up and do your best each and every day, whether that is like you need a nap or a rest that day, or you're doing your best, each little step is going to, or you're working out, or you're eating well, or you're making peaceful decisions. Each little step is going to lead you exactly where you need to be. And they're just giving you a confirmation and bowing to you, and they're proud of you for the decisions that you've made. And they're saying, just stick with them and see what happens, because it's going to be beautiful.
Love that. So I'm looking at more people. James, thank you so very much for sending us money. We appreciate that. I still have it, like we have a bank of money that I'm waiting, and I'm gonna send half of it to Mandee at some point. I swear I will. But thank you so very much for giving us energy and what it is that we're doing. We really appreciate that. Then we have Jennifer Gamble and we have Katie Sue. So do you want to? I'm not picking up anything for Jennifer. I'm sorry. So
Okay.
I was like, I'm so sorry. They're like, I don't know if she needs me because I'm not
I got her.
nothing.
Jennifer, for Jennifer. We got two cards coming out now too. The sun and spring. Okay, so the sun is enjoy success and happiness. And then the spring is see your seeds grow. They're showing that, Jennifer, there has been a lot of, traumas, dramas, turmoils. All of us, go through a lot. But that you really worked hard to create peace in your life, and you get to enjoy that. You get to trust that. You get to literally let the sun come in. They're showing that the sun and vitamin D in general is really supportive for you. And even if you can just get outside for 5 or 10 minutes a day and just close your eyes and breathe and let it hit you, it's really going to serve you. And it's important to like continue whatever seeds it is you did plant, like watching them. So even if you're a gardener and you're actually like harvesting plants, they're showing a big plant connection with you in general. Enjoy that right now, as well as like the new habits that you started and the things that are coming in for you. It's really nice energy, and you can also trust in the things that are coming forward to you at this time.
I'm playing with my dog, guys. I'm sorry. But Katie, I am gonna talk to you. Sorry. He's a lot stronger than what he thinks he is. Katie, for you, they're giving, this is your guides. They're giving lots of love to you, and they're actually doing this for me. They're taking and they're tying a pink bow around your heart, which means to me that right now you're specifically healing. In a lot of different areas is how they're presenting this to me, because how they're giving it to me is they're doing boom, 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 which usually means that we lose a lot in a very short period of time. And they're almost making me feel like some of those losses were pretty tragic for you in a situation that caused you to kind of have to rebuild yourself, have a earth death, and then rebuild yourself through that. And they're really giving me balance, which means to me that since that took place, you're really trying to kind of get back on track, and you're trying to create balance for yourself and what you want going forward and where you currently are, and pretty much not being too hard on yourself, and understanding that, once again, I'm going to bring up that divine time that Mandee brought up, because apparently that's like the spiritual world word of or phrase of the day, because they're really making me feel like right now you're in a space of trying to understand if you're moving in the right direction, and you're doing it with all the love in the world, because you feel like you're letting other people down. But they're giving you so much love in your life, and they're really wanting you to know that they're raising you in your hands, which means the hard work and the hurdles that you've had to jump over the past year and a half are actually going to start to bring the fruition of the abundance and the prosperity that you've been working so hard for. So please just know it's been a long time. They understand that you're frustrated. They understand that you're getting a little bit impatient with the process, and they understand that. They understand that it's been a lot of hard work, and it feels like we're exhausted sometimes because it's like being on a treadmill or running a never-ending marathon, and we feel like our progress isn't really coming to us as fast as what we want it to. And so they really want you to know that they're here and they're guiding you and you are receiving correctly. It's just going to take a little bit more time to get those steps that you've been working towards in the area or path leading to where you actually want it to be. But please take the time to give yourself love. Please take time to pat yourself on the back, because I've got to tell you how they're presenting this to me is that you have completely overcome your life in so many different ways, and they are so proud to be on this journey with you. You give so much love to every person that you meet, and you never miss an opportunity no matter what you've been through. And they really want you to know that you are such a pleasure for them to be able to work with.
That's so beautiful. Great message. I was just reading in the comments that Paul said several decades ago he was allowed to heal. And I liked that language too, because you have to give yourself permission in the first place, or, take time, or certain things have to come in. And there is this allowance energy that comes in when you choose to heal, when you choose to align with what your higher self is feeling. And he said, I've done several times since then and decided it's long overdue to learn just what I'm supposed to do with this gift that I know very little about. So many of us have amazing gifts and healing gifts and intuitive knowings and all kinds of things that come in. And for you, Paul, and for anybody else out there listening who knows that they're gifted and talented and have certain things to share, the best place to usually start is with yourself, and taking some time, like Crystal and I were talking about, to kind of start practicing what we preach, or embodying the gifts that we're blessed with, or the knowledge that we're blessed with, and then getting out there and playing with it a little bit if it's something that requires some time and some energy and practice. Then it's important to figure out how to practice it. And if you're not sure where to start, a really nice prayer is to take a deep breath and ask your angels and your guides to show you the way and to lead you towards the next step. And it's a really beautiful and sacred thing. And if you want me to pull you a quick card on it too, just let me know, Paul. But I don't like to just go ahead and do that. And Stacey said, thank you so much. What's that, Crystal?
So I was going to say, Paul just seems like a really cool human being to me. I understand you saying, hey, I don't want to pull a card unless it's like wanted on your end. I get that. But it's like, my gosh, he's just got the coolest energy. And it's just like, I hope I get to meet him at some point in time, even if it's an energy form, because he just really seems like he is a cool, beautiful, like old oak tree type energy. Very grounded.
He just responded, and I'm pulling him a card. He said, I'm retired and I have the time and I would love a card.
Then Paul has seen some crap. He is retired, so he has seen some stuff in his life. So yeah, he's the old oak tree. He's grounded. He's wise.
Which these cards really pair with nicely. You got the eagle, which is see from a higher perspective, and the hunter, to track down your fears and desires. Part of being retired and this next phase in your life is you've invited in peace, and it's time to allow yourself to energetically do your best to see from higher and different perspectives. They're showing for you it's something that you've done a lot throughout your life, and actually you enjoy it when something clicks and you see it from a whole different way. And there's a lot of new things coming in. They're showing you just taking time, reading and being and studying and meditating and allowing yourself to look at different things, and even literally maybe tapping on your third eye or doing some tapping exercises and breathing and asking the angels to show you. Because then your next card with that is the hunter, to track down your fears and your desires, to see what it is you're really calling in at this time and you want to co-create. You created this space in your life for a reason. And often fear is just on the other side of our greatest fears are often rewards. And the way we kind of kill or cure fear is to become curious about it. So to be open and honest, what am I afraid of? And can I walk through that? Do I want to even walk through that? What's that about? And then they're showing that's only because it's just blocking you a little bit from really letting yourself go and stepping into what you truly desire. And clearly, there's a healing path that's being led forward for you to not only heal yourself, but to hopefully help heal others and share your gift with the world and what that looks like. So lots of soul time, tuning in, and ask the angels to show you, and they will. They will. So just trust in that.
Okay, I'm reading messages. Sorry.
That's okay. Get
So,
it up, sister.
Emily Peterson says, yes, please, a quick read. And I, once again, am not receiving for her. So, do you want to pull a card, Mandee? Are you feeling something for Emily Peterson? Pedersen. So sorry, I can't read. I'm so sorry. It's Emily Pedersen. I apologize for getting your name wrong, hon.
For Emily.
Mm.
And Emily call back your protection. Got the protection card. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And then you also got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Emily, they're showing a lot of just kind of heavier energy, some growing pains going on right now, being strong enough to really follow your truth and what you know is best for you at this time, setting in healthy boundaries as much as possible, and trusting and knowing that this is confirmation that all these things are happening for you. It doesn't always feel the best, feels a little murky sometimes right now. But they want you to know you're very divinely protected. As we were talking about in the beginning of the show, you can call on your angels. You can ask them to surround you in white and blue light and protect you and shield you, and they will. So they want you to know with all the things that are happening right now and whatever you're worried about, you are protected. It is happening for the highest good. It is going to take some energy, some effort, some things like that. They're really keep saying boundaries over again with some certain things for you. And when you really need someone to call in as a guide, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, is incredible. I believe very much that she trained Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and that they taught alchemy and all kinds of amazing things. And they're showing that she's with you to help you to lay the foundation, to plant your seeds for following really the whispers of your soul into the divine plan that's being laid out for you at this time. And if you need help with healing or tuning into your own gifts or following whatever's best for you at this time, or just trusting or anxiety, Anna is a great one to call in. You can call her in just like you would Mother Mary or Jesus or Mary Magdalene or anything like that. So I hope that helps, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love.
Like, that's a powerful one to have with you. That's a powerful one. That's like
Yeah.
cool blessings right there, man. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat. So, Tina, I am going to take you because I have your people, and I'm going to say this is collaborative messages here. It's not just your guides, but you also have loved ones that are sitting over here. I have this strong grandfather energy that's coming through on dad's side of the family. But what they're doing is they're giving lots and lots of love to you, and they're kind of like taking and they're climbing my hill. And so when they climb their hill to me, depending on how bad the situation is, the hill will be like this. If it's not oh, it's just like a hill, it's a little bit exerting, whatever. When they give me a steep hill, that means you're essentially kind of climbing Mount Everest in your life. But how they're giving this to me is they're kind of making me feel like, you're halfway there. And so how he's presenting this to me is he's patting you on the back, which means to me that he is a guide role for you in your life. And the reason he wants you to remember that, he's doing this also, which means stubbornness. And I am going to pass the baton from his heart to yours because he's really making me feel like stubbornness didn't fall far from the tree. I'm saying that with as much love as I can because I actually want to say sometimes stubbornness is a gift. And so what he's doing is he's making me feel like right now in the situations that you're currently going through, you're having to use a little bit more of your stubbornness. You're having to kind of step outside of your box of comfort and actually utilize that voice that you've been given. And it's so hard sometimes when we're used to doing everything the same way over and over and over again. However, what he's doing is he's making me feel like, you've already given so much to these situations that you really can't give anymore. And so now's the time to kind of set your boundaries and shut the door to the things, people, and situations that really don't serve a purpose anymore because they're not taking control of their own existence. And they're really not trying, I guess, as hard as what you are to make the situation different. And so they're just reminding you with love to first off, understand that putting ourselves first, if we do it in a negative way, yeah, then it's negative. I've got a train coming, guys, so it's my backyard. But they're making me feel like, we need to understand and remember as people who are healing and that, the beautiful spiritual beings that we are, that sometimes we do need to set ourselves and put ourselves first. And the reason is because so much we learn to live for everybody else in our lives because that's what society teaches. We have to give our time. We have to give of this. We have to be here for this. We have PTA meetings. We have got work. no time do we have for ourselves hardly anymore, and they're making me feel like your life got too congested, and it's almost like everything kept happening around you so much that you forgot to take the time for yourself. And so essentially what they're doing is they're wanting you to put you first. They're really wanting you to set time aside for yourself so you can see if this is still where you want to be. Okay. And so without them taking and telling you to make any choices or changes, because I'm under the personal belief that unless there's actual abuse in a case, spirit will never tell us to do anything in particular because it's on us what we want to do. But they are making me feel like there are some choices that are being laid upon you. I don't think you like the choices, um, because they don't, either one of them you don't want to make. You really don't want to do either one of those moves. But unfortunately, sometimes we don't really get to pick the choices. We just have to make the move based on what it is that they're giving to us. And they're making me feel like that's essentially where you're at right now. So please just know that you're surrounded, and your people on the other side really appreciate you for your growth, your understanding, and your honesty through these things. Because it's really making me feel like communication used to be really hard for you, but you've really learned how to utilize your voice for love, for understanding, and really for closure for the right reasons. And so they're really giving you a round of applause. Don't ever think that they're not with you. You have a lot of people on the other side, and they're just making me feel like cords have been cut lately. And when they cut cords, it doesn't really mean to me that you can't see them, receive them. They're still there. We just can't really feel them because you're going through growth right now. And so understand sometimes spirit can't bombard us every single day with affirmations of love and, validations and giving us this sign and this sign. They can't do that because we've already been taught that they were there for us, and now it's time for us to believe. And so essentially you're in a learning space in your life, and so please don't think that they've stepped away from you. They're there. They're just kind of allowing you to ask them what you need from them next and kind of put that into process. So just know you're surrounded and full of love, and everything's going to work out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I promise it's going to be okay. I don't feel like it's going to be instantly okay because they're making me feel like it's probably going to take a couple years down the road for things to level out for you and other people, where everybody gets, to a place where they can finally bring closure to it. But they're really wanting to commend you on starting the growth, because I don't think anybody's making any moves. It feels very stagnant. So just know that you're doing the right thing. Okay.
Rocky's funny tonight.
He is just a character. I'm so sorry, guys.
Okay, it's just hilarious because he's like a spirit coming through
With his pig.
with his lime green pig. I was feeling called real quick. I saw Jim said hello. Hope you're having an amazing day. Could I get a message, please? So, angels for Jim. You got shine your light and clear your vibes. So, Archangel Uriel, thank you for helping me to shine my light in the world. They're showing in particular some like messages, some writing. I don't know if you like to journal or if you actually like to write and share. There's a lot of wisdom that's coming through for you at this time, and that can come out vocally via talking or sharing a story or something like that. It can come out writing. It can come out simply just by being seen, by standing in your sovereignty, in your choices right now that feel best and most in alignment for you. It's safe and it's time for you to do that. And then you also got clear your vibes, Archangel Metatron. Thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. I love Archangel Metatron. I work closely with Metatron. Metatron does come in when it's time to radically shift and change. So some things you can do to clear your energy. You can literally like clap around yourself. You can light some sage. You can bring some crystals around. You can light a candle and ask your angels to help you to clear off the energy and the vibes around you. They're showing changes happening, and some of that is just shaking off certain energies that you haven't been able to before, but you're going to be able to now. Each day when you take a shower, you can ask the angels to help you to release all of the negative energies or the things that don't belong to you. They're showing that you're definitely a super caring person, and energetic cords can get attached. So sometimes clearing the energetic cords each day, especially once you're getting out there and shining your light more and more, it's going to make a really big difference. So I hope that those messages resonate and support you along your path. And that was for
So
Jim.
okay, Jim. Was it Jim or James? I didn't see a Jim. Sorry.
It was. I have one from Jim.
Oh, okay.
It's green on mine. Jim H.
Oh, okay.
That's what it
Yep.
was for.
I'm not seeing all of my comments. I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
like
get
trying
all
to
the
get back.
comments. We're not talking to you. We're so sorry. It gets confusing, I think, whether it's coming on Facebook or YouTube or HAPS. So whoever we see, we're sending love. And anyone who's not.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to read comments and I'm like, I don't see a Jim. I'm so sorry.
Well, I
Apparently,
got
Jim, that was obviously just supposed to be Mandee. Mandee was supposed to handle you. So I appreciate you. I don't see you, but I appreciate you for being here. Okay. So Sophia, Clavon, she said, I've been sick lately, allergy-ish. But for some reason it feels tied. I think she said tied or tired to spirit, telling me to slow down. Can you confirm? I also, Sophia, have been that way for the past 2 weeks. Like my allergies have been so intense, but I can tell you that you should probably pick up and read the book You Can Heal Your Life, because you would be ecstatic to find out that that is you not liking somebody, and we need to say affirmations for ourselves to kind of allow spirit to indwell within our system so that we don't allow one person to muck us up too bad. I think Mandy's got the book and she's looking it up right now. Thank you, Mandy. I have been reading this affirmation every single day, because it makes a lot of sense based on what I talked about earlier in the conversation. I know exactly why it is, but um, you
And a lot of
might need a
times,
little bit
like
of
people
break.
you love and care about too.
Right. Especially, when you have somebody in your family, and I don't know if this is a you thing, Sophia, I don't know, this is just a scenario they're giving to me.
It's
When
every
you have
every
somebody,
human thing. It's like your close cohort. Even if you love your
yeah.
mom to death and she's your best friend, there's still things that fucking piss you off. Like we're humans. It's how we all relate, and it's important for us to get raw and real and honest about that, so that we can
Right.
get rid of our allergies.
Right. Right. So, Mandy, did you look up sinuses?
I did. So we've got two things going on here. For allergies, so in Louise Hay You Can Heal Your Life, which was written in 1985, it's like a cornerstone, a Bible to help you to step onto this spiritual path and take your power back and co-create. A lot of the cards I used tonight were from Hay House, which Louise Hay created in her lifetime. So this book shows when you have a physical symptom, it lets you know the probable cause of the thought that's causing it that's going on. So it helps you to take emotional responsibility for what you're kind of co-creating. So earlier we were talking about how a lot of like anger can like sit in your liver and create issues, or resentment can create cancer, stuff like that. So allergies also says to see hay fever. So I'm going to do both of them. Allergy says, who are you allergic to? Denying your own power. The affirmation to fix it is, the world is safe and friendly. I am safe. I am at peace with life. And then hay fever in particular, which comes up for a lot of people, especially back to school time, fall time, we've got goals, things are coming in, is emotional congestion, fear of the calendar, a belief in persecution and guilt. The affirmation to correct it is, I am one with all of life and I am safe at all times.
Yes. It's so funny because, like I said, I feel like I love that book so much. I gave it to my rheumatologist earlier. She was like, "Oh," because we started talking about this, and she asked me if you and I discuss these things on our talk show or on our HEPS thing. She was like, "I hope you and her talk about these things that you're telling me right now." She was like, "Because I feel like everybody just needs to hear it." And she was like, "My patients kind of look at me like I'm insane when I start talking about we need to start doing emotional healing and meditation and this and this and this before I put you on a medication, because a lot of this is more emotional than it is physical." And so she was like, I'm really trying to figure out how to be a doctor in a society where people want Humira or a pill to fix these autoimmunes. And I understand that. I take Humira, but my goal is not to be on it forever, because I don't think I need it. I really don't. I don't feel like I'm sick. I don't feel like I own these autoimmune diseases. I think that the pain and the flares are actually past traumas that are surfacing through physical parts of my body so that I can dissolve them in that moment and resolve it the best way that I know how. And so in that moment, I give it love. I sit with my child self. I try to figure out where that pain started, because if you're children and you're empaths, I mean, like, how many of you have empathic children and they always have stomach aches at school and they want to come home? How many of them like are always sick and don't want to go to school, or this is going on? Our stomach is our biggest trigger for something that's going on emotionally, because there's so many different organs that are in our abdomen system. And so that's where all of these things start to trigger. And so I live by that book. Thank you, Mandee, for giving it to me a couple years ago. It took me like a year to pick it up, and I'm like, oh, but once I did, I'm like, literally, it's on my lap almost all the time. It's right by where I sit, so I can look it up. It's beautiful. I love it, and it's helped me so much. Like, it's helped me so much. I don't want this to be like my life. This is not who I am. You can't be in pain and also, like, you can't be like, I'm sick and I have this and this is my life, and then also say you want adventure, because you can't do those adventures that you want in your life if you're always sick and in pain. And so you got to give up one for the other. And so if like healing me and really diving deep into what's going on in the system, in the past, and all of those things, if that's what I need to do, that's what I need to do, because I got a fun future waiting. That's how I look at this.
And you really can. You can heal from all this stuff, even autoimmune, even diseases that they say you're going to have forever and ever in your whole life. Crystal and I are walking proof that you can reverse it, you can change it, you can release it, and you can take your power back. And a lot of the times it's about getting real and putting salt water in and being like, ooh, I don't want to admit that so-and-so is really annoying me, or work is, or this situation, but it is. And me being just annoyed and frustrated is giving me allergies right now. So what can I do? Okay, I'm at peace. I'm love. I'm surrounded in white and blue light. Everything's happening for a reason right now. That which I need to know will be revealed. Take a breath. Take a walk around the block. Do what you got to do to transmute that energy. And like Crystal reminded us earlier, trust that everybody is in their perfect divine path where they need to be and doing what they need to be doing right now. And it's not really our business. And when we take it on as empaths and feel it out, we're like it doesn't serve us. We just take it all on, and then what? Nothing for us.
It's like it feels so people-y to me, and I hate it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm like, it feels so people-y. Like, do you do healings on people? Like, when they have me do healings, they actually have me like take this gunk from people, their soul, their like aura, their energy field. And it's so funny because like I'm like, after, because it's like tar, it's sticky, it's thick. It's so crazy how it feels. And that's kind of what that is. And so energetically speaking, if I'm pulling that off from people when I'm doing healings, imagine what you're having come to the surface and having to kind of get out of you in those moments of going through your healing. It's the same thing. So we just got to see it for what it is and let it get out, dissolve it, resolve it, heal it, love it, do what you need to do, give yourself some love. And if you're feeling like crap that day, it's okay for you to say, I feel like crap and I'm tired and I'm exhausted, and apparently this is spirit's way, or this is the universe's way, or God's way, or whatever you want to look at it. This is their way of saying, I need a break. I need a timeout. Today's my day. I love me today. And that in itself also heals you, because at some point in time in your life, you weren't given, sorry, I'm choking on gum, given the opportunity to really have that space and love yourself through whatever was going on. And so you're creating that with you now, which is showing your body such a different, beautiful experience. It's going to want more of that. And that's when that healing starts coming to the surface a little more. And that's when this happens, or that's when this pain surfaces. And so it's like your body's craving that love. It's craving that healing. It's craving more. And so we're literally calling it into our life a little bit better, because it feels good after we love ourselves and balance. It feels great. It's a beautiful experience.
I agree. Amen to that. And so it is. Aho.
So it is later than 8:30, and I am sorry, but I have to let you guys go because I still have to eat. I'm hungry. This girl is 100% food motivated. I found out that she was my soul sister when I saw a picture of her on Facebook carrying a pizza. I was like, that just sealed the deal for me. I have to now meet her in person, because that right there, soul sister, my life revolves around my food.
That's so funny. I love that picture. That was so fun. Our sweet Michelle Zoni, one of our sea goddesses, took that picture of Danny Marshburn and I walking back with midnight pizza on the boardwalk. So
oh my goodness, that spoke to my soul. I was like, yes, yes.
Thank you all
If
so
we,
much for showing up and sharing your heart energy and your time and your space with us. Thank you for sending us some love and some coins and some monetary things. And thanks for just holding the space and being here with us and with each and every other person. We're here every Monday for the most part. We'll let you know if we cancel. And it's always such an honor. Like, thank you so much, Crystal, for holding this space and co-creating with me too.
I am appreciative. Mandee, honey, where can they find you at so they can follow, subscribe, and get some energy going for the positive for you?
Yeah, you can check me out on our website, which is seagoddesshealingarts.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube under Sea Goddess Healing Arts. And I'm an intuitive ascension guide. So basically, I do readings and hold space. It's kind of like a life coach with a spiritual twist. So the angels and I hold space with you and we take a look about what's going on now and why. Sometimes we'll see past life, karmic ties, different things will come up, and your angels are your biggest cheerleaders and your biggest fans, and they're always supporting you along your path, and they want to help you to embody this higher version of yourself. So a lot of our sessions end up doing that. I help you to do the work, to get it real, to see why all the bullshit's happening and what we can do to help bring in a little bit more peace, love, and joy, and release some fear and anxiety and pain and tension. So I'd always be honored to hold space with you all. And what about you, Crystal? How can they get a hold of you?
So I am Mitten Medium pretty much everywhere, and on YouTube I am Spirit Speaks with Mitten Medium. You can find some of my walkthroughs, and I'm currently working on trying to piece together some stuff. I have a couple shows that are ready, however, I can't figure out how to make them MP4s. So as soon as I figure out how to work my electrical system, what I will do is I will put those on YouTube as well. However, right now I just don't have the means to do so. So I apparently Spirit's working with me on my technological knowledge. But with that being said, you guys can actually go on there, and I post all of these apps on there, and we also are trying to create something on that end of the spectrum too. So please like and subscribe also on my end. Thank you so very much, Mandee. I love you. I can't tell you how much I love my Mondays with you. I
Love you
appreciate
too.
you. And
Love and
I thank you
appreciate you
all.
too. And all of our listeners.
Yes, thank you guys so very much for tuning in with us. I hope you all have a magical night. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.